Lizelle came down from LA, and I'm so happy that she's here. She brought her dad. Mr. Singham, where are you? There you are. Worth everything, so thank you so much. I wanted to introduce a few people to chat with all of us for a moment about the importance of this race and the importance of this seat in South Carlsbad. So the first person I want to call up is our amazing State Assembly member, Tasha Berner.
Usually I take Sundays off. Well, thank you, Teresa. Usually I take Sundays off, and then Teresa's like, I'm having my kickoff on Sunday. I was like, I'll be there. And most of you probably haven't seen Maya since before the pandemic when she was this big. Now she's this big.
Yeah, amazing.
I know. And I clone myself. I tell the life sciences industry they don't need coding technology, they need my X chromosomes. So, but anyways, it's so great to be here and really to kick off what's going to be surely a tough election. But Teresa's going to make it easy on us. She's a great council member.
No.
It's a job.
Is that really my car?
I know this car, that is, it's Kayla's.
Sorry. But she's going to make it easy on us because she's done a great job over the last 4 years. All of you know how great she's done. And she's challenging, right? I mean, I'm not sure when she thought she got on the council. She's like, yeah, I'm going to lead during a worldwide pandemic. We're going to lose the Carlsbad majority, and they won't raise the pride flag. You know, like I'm not sure these are the things. And when we were sitting here together with so many of you in 2018 that we thought we were going to be doing. And so it's been a challenge for all of us, you know, and together with Priya, they've really held ground in Carlsbad in a way that's really, really important for me in the state level. Because you guys see me, you get my newsletter, you see me on social media in way too many places. My daughter will tell you I'm never home. You know, but what you don't see is what happens behind the scenes. What happens when she's on the League of Cities, which is now Cal Cities, which is a dumb rebranding, but anyways. But it's on the League of Cities, where they're advocating for what cities need. And so I get those calls. I get calls, this is a really important bill, this is why it's important to us. I get that sophisticated contact with both Priya and Teresa in a way that, you know, most of you guys just don't see. And that's that, you know, she's been doing policy with local government for decades. If I say since 1997, Maya will make fun of me because I was saying something earlier, I haven't had something happen to me since 1997 with my mom. That makes me so old. I'm used to, and you're 12, so that's that. But all that is to say, Teresa needs to get reelected. There's not a doubt. She's served her community so well. She's worked so well on the regional boards, and she works well throughout the state. And I ask you to help reelect her because I want my life to be easier than it is with Melanie Burkholder. That's all I ask. Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm so sorry. We thought when I beat her, she was going to be So, you know, that's really important to me. And if there's one person who will make this decision, that's Teresa, but she does need our money, she needs our time, she's walking. So I'd ask you on behalf of Carlsbad, but also our entire region, please support Teresa in her reelection.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Priya Patel, council member in the city of Carlsbad for District 3, so the neighboring district, and I am so thankful that Teresa was elected in 2020. It was a journey. It was definitely, I can't imagine somebody better as a colleague. She has been steadfast in all of her commitments. You've seen that. I'm sure you've seen her all around. She's everywhere. And her commitment as a mom, as somebody who really cares about the environment, economic development, and also all of the regional committees that she's on, truly shows that she's committed to the city. And I think that I can say without a doubt, I mean, if you talk to her family, you talk to anybody that's worked on her team, you know that she's out there doing the hard work, and we need that in a council member. So obviously, in terms of the work that she does, and some of the things I want to highlight are that she's on our legislative subcommittee as well. So just like, sorry, I was going to call you council member, but you know, Teresa is really everywhere, and she's doing the work work. She goes up to Sacramento. She's going out for National League of Cities next month. She's really trying to make sure she's advocating at all of the different levels, and I think that's so important. And we really need that, because in order to get the funding that we need to do any of the capital improvement projects that you see in and around town, whether that's getting your roads done, or making sure our lights are working, or making sure that we continuously have clean running water that Carlsbad has. Those are the, yes, it seems easy and we take it for granted here, but that's because our city is a really well-run place, and that's because of the leadership that we have on the dais. And so I'm sure if you haven't noticed it already, Teresa loves the environment, right? And she is always out there gung-ho about that, whether it's talking about building electrification, it's talking about just shifting our fleet to an all-electric fleet. She has talked about a lot of different changes for us to make at the city level to make sure that we're actually thinking about climate change from a perspective where it's actually considered a climate emergency. And she knows that it is one. And from the economic development perspective, obviously as a small business owner, she knows what the business community needs. She works with all of the different regional agencies to make sure that business owners' needs are met. She is on the Chamber of Commerce as the liaison from the City Council to make sure that they have the ability to chat with us about what's important to them. And then the other piece that she's been really working on, and I know she's the president of the Institute of Local Governments and also on the board for the League of California Cities as a board member. So really heavily involved. Obviously know her there, right? So I will also ask you all, I know many of you have volunteered for her, given her money, showed up for her, but please do it again. We really need her to be up there with me. I have 3 more years, but I would love for her to be with me on those next 3 years, because we really have been getting stuff done, and in order to do that, I need Teresa Acosta out there with me. So I look forward to you supporting her with your money, time, phone calls, whatever you can do, house parties. We'd love for you to do that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Joe Mosca, who's going to say a few words. Thank you.
Hey guys, good afternoon. My name is Joe Mosca, former city council member in the city of Encinitas, District 4 representative, so just adjacent to this beautiful district of Carlsbad. Also the former deputy mayor of the city of Encinitas, and I'm very excited to be here with you guys. I first want to start off and say thank you and applaud you guys for being out here, because there's a lot going on in our beautiful area, like the Carta Greek Festival today, so if you've not seen that, get down there. They still have a few more hours. But there's so much going on. There's so much that you guys could be doing to enjoy the high quality of life that we have in this area. The fact that you're here is just really a huge testament to the importance of our civic engagement, our life, our area, also to what Teresa has done over the last several years. So thank you for being here. Kind of just looking out over the crowd and seeing just a ton of different people. Ben Wong from my years up in Los Angeles, Lisa Schaefer, Teresa, I'm sorry, Tasha, and a whole bunch of, I don't know why, but Tasha and I served in the city council together.
I know you wouldn't know it.
It was a hot second, but it was a hot second that she moved on to bigger and better things. But from all these different folks here, I started thinking about when did I actually get to know Teresa? So let me just spend a second. So this is interesting. I actually got to know Teresa in a whole different life. So I was previously on the Sierra Madre City Council, right? I served on the city council up in the county of Los Angeles, where I got to know Ben Wong and Teresa. And at that time, we had all these amazing role models in Pasadena. Bill Bogard, former mayor of Pasadena, and this giant of a statesman called Jack Scott, who's a former assembly member, former state senator from the Pasadena area, and really looked up to him. And he had an amazing, young, talented, intelligent staff. Teresa was one of them. Teresa was on that staff. That's the first time I met Teresa. She was working for Senator Jack Scott with an amazing staff and helping. We weren't actually in his district, but she was helping Sierra Madre and helping all of the surrounding communities. I got to know her and had a lot of fun, and she was amazing. And then later on, with Bill, with Ben Wong, through the League of California Cities, I got to know Teresa too, advocating for cities, and I was in Sierra Madre at the time, and she was helping me and helping all the other cities kind of maneuver all of the state legislation that that Tasha's former colleagues were passing, like 2,000 piece of legislation on an annual basis, making all of these hurdles that we had to jump at the local level. Tasha's part of making it better. But there was a lot of there were a lot of things that we needed to do to make sure that we were advocating for the local for our rights at the local level to kind of legislate and to make a difference at the local level. And Teresa was a part of that from the very start. She is somebody who is obviously, you all know that she is incredibly skilled, incredibly talented, and at this time when our cities are facing even more challenges than before, and those challenges have gotten more complex and more difficult to face and to meet, and we have even more voices that are basically trying to bring us down the wrong path, we need somebody like Teresa who's going to step up and is going to want to make a difference in our community. So I am extremely happy that she has decided to run for another term. Oh yeah, I also obviously knew her when I was in District 4, where we worked together to make these roads safer, to address homelessness, to address crime, all kinds of stuff that we were doing together for a couple of years when I was on the city council. So we absolutely need her on the city council. We are lucky that she's going to run for another 4 years, and so please, not only give her your time and your resources, but please, once she's re-elected to another term, please go and help her. Stay with her. That is the most important thing. When your elected official is sitting on that dais and doing all the very difficult work, support them, help them, and go and advocate, because that's where the work is getting done. So thank you so much for being here, and I absolutely support Teresa, and I hope that you will as well. Thank you.
Who needs to run? A lot of times as women of color, we say, me? Like, really? I don't know. I don't see myself there. And I'm so glad that I had that support and encouragement from the community, and looked at my resume, looked at my credentials, and looked at my life to find that opportunity. Yes, it was the right time. Yes, my wonderful daughter was off at school, UC Santa Cruz. My mom is here, about at the point of retiring. Can I get my mom and my daughter to please wave? Yes, my daughter and my mom can. And at the time we had my grandma with us. She's since passed, but she was here in the district as well. So 4 generations here in Carlsbad District 4. And they were like, no, you need to do this. We need you here. You have the background, 20 years of local government experience. You've been a small business owner for more than a decade in Carlsbad District 4. When we moved here, my daughter was in 6th grade, and we moved here because my mom had retired to Carlsbad. She found paradise. She found this beautiful slice of heaven in Southern California, and we moved down so that my daughter and I could be near my mom and near some other family members that had found this beautiful area before us. And it was a hard thing for me to do because at the time I had a great career that was thriving in LA. And I gave it up and I moved here, but it was the best decision of my life. And it was great for my daughter to grow up here, to go to Aviara Oaks Middle School and Sage Creek High School, and then to move off to UC Santa Cruz, where she graduated during the pandemic. But when I ran, I thought of all these things. Like, I'm just a neighbor. I'm just a daughter and a sister. My sister's here. I thought, I didn't see that I was the right person. And now that I've been here for 3 years, I'm so glad and grateful for your support that prompted me to make that decision, take that leap, and fight hard to win, because I know I'm the right person here. The things that I've been able to do for you, I'm so proud of with Priya, and it is hard. It is hard to be on a city council, to have, sometimes a French minority be really mean and toxic, and it sometimes can feel thankless, but I remember that I have you. I remember that the vast majority of my district wants me here, voted overwhelmingly for me to be here and be your representative, and I know that I'm fighting all the right fights for us. It's good trouble. When we're making trouble, it's good trouble. So I just want to remind you that I'm here for you as your voice on this council, on the Carlsbad City Council, and I want to remind you of some of the things that I've been fighting for on your behalf. So start with the one you've heard a lot about, which is environment. I am all about sustainability. My daughter majored in environmental science. If you're a parent, your kids are probably coming home talking about climate change and about their concern and worry for this planet and how we've not been great stewards. And we all need to take action. We can all take action individually, making simple choices like not buying plastic, and if you can, invest in solar or electric or hybrid. But as you start working in organizations, you can have that ability to make bigger change. Your organization can make that change. So we've got a climate action plan in Carlsbad, and we're about to update it. So please stay tuned and please weigh in to make it a stronger, better climate action plan. But we've been working on little pieces of improving our environmental stewardship at the city. We, as you know, because of state legislation, have switched to organic waste recycling all over California. It's been a challenge. It's been hard to teach people that cultural shift to scrape their food scraps into the green bin. So we're working on that and working with our contractor on that. We're installing energy efficient building kind of updates all over the city. So some of that solar, some of that is joining our renewable energy CCA. It's a community choice aggregate so that we can come together and buy renewable energies. So many of these things that we're working on, I'd love for you to weigh in and stay in touch with me on these things. Another area that's really big for me has been safety. When we moved here to Carlsbad, as a single mom, as the first Latina and the first single mom on the Carlsbad City Council ever, I brought a perspective of firsthand lived experience of struggle and a grind that I could understand that some of our community members have gone through. And when it comes to safety, it's so important for me that we all feel like we have excellent first responders. If we call 911, if we reach out, if there's any kind of emergency, we're going to be taken care of. And the city has our own police department, our own fire department. It's our responsibility to make sure that we have good response times and that we're taking care of our people. The big issue that we recently had over the past year or so has been bikes and cars and pedestrians not interacting well. People have been getting hurt, some people have died, and we've been really addressing this at the City Council, and I'm really grateful to my colleague, Teresa Acosta, for working with me on these issues, because we have really addressed street safety, and our streets are safer. Data shows our streets are safer, especially in our hotspot areas, which include right here at La Costa and El Camino Real, that intersection. And I know it feels like it goes very fast, 55 miles an hour. It's getting better. With our green paint striping, we are lowering the speed limits at some places throughout the city. We are making engineering adjustments, but we're also educating the community. I'm sure you've seen the feedback signs, those new messaging boards that the city purchased for the community. And we've also ramped up enforcement for people running through reds, rolling right through a stop sign. You've probably seen this. So we're doing a lot. We're also educating students through a partnership with our school districts. We have 4 school districts that overlap with our city. And Priya and I both we're the 2 council members assigned to work on the City Schools Partnership Committee, the City Schools Committee. So it's really exciting to work with the school districts to make sure that they have a program to teach students about e-bike safety. Because a lot of students don't even have their driver's licenses yet, and they're riding these fast e-bikes on our streets. So we need to make sure that we're able to work with parents and schools to educate students about how to safely ride an e-bike in Carlsbad. So we're working on these things. We even have a collaboration with Encinitas where our staff has been sharing that information of our success and what we've been doing with the city of Encinitas. And then the last area that I wanted to share with you is affordability. I talked about being a single mom and the grind, and we all know how expensive it is to live today in North County or even in California overall, right? How many of you feel like it's pretty expensive, right? We call it the sunshine tax sometimes, but wow, it gets expensive. We've got all kinds of factors. We've got inflation, price of eggs and milk, we've got electricity, we've got price of gas. But we're doing what we can to work on housing affordability and some of the areas where we can address it at the city council level, and even on some of my regional boards. I mentioned that I sit on, that I know Neil Myers from the Levenheim Municipal Water District, but he and I both sit on the San Diego County Water Authority. San Diego County Water Authority is a board that for the entire region takes a look at water rates, takes a look at investments in our water infrastructure, and we make some really important decisions that people don't pay attention to because they're complex and hard to understand, but we do our homework. Neil and I are there. We're like highlighting our packets and writing notes in the margins, right? So, you know, but not everyone does. And so I just want to let you know that you've got someone here that is not only your voice, not only has been through these tough lived experiences and bringing that to the table, but also someone who's paying attention to the complexities of these issues, being strategic and trying to get the best things done for you and for our community. So I want to thank you for being here with us. I want to remind you that I appreciate your engagement the entire year, all the way until November 2024. I need engagement, and whether that's hosting a house party in your home or coming to one that maybe your neighbor is hosting. I see you, Mara, to ask me questions. Like, I'm so open. And I think people, if they have not met a city council person before, they may feel like they're not very approachable. But hopefully, for those of you who don't know me that well, you can see that we're here for you and we're very approachable, and you can always reach out to us. Both Priya and I have office hours where we tell everybody all the time, please call us. We dedicate time every week for you to call us, but you can actually call us anytime. We publish our city cell phones. If you want to talk about a city issue, we publish our city cell phone numbers on the city website. We do everything we can to make ourselves accessible to you so we really can reflect your diverse opinions in our decision making at the city. So please stay engaged. Social media, another great area. It's free for you to participate, support, and engage with me there. My handle is Teresa for Carlsbad. I've got some QR codes around if you'd like to contribute and donate to the cause. We've got a max for an election cycle of $1,000. So if you're able to, we'd love for you to max out. But if you can't, that's fine. Whatever you can do, 5, 10, 25. I was thinking of doing it $24 for 24 or something. I don't know. Whatever works for you, whatever you're able to do, if you can dig deep, I'd really appreciate it. But the biggest thing is really just stay in touch with me and with each other, and let's talk about the issues that we all care about as a community and what makes us strong. So thank you again for being here. We have treats and snacks, and I'm going to hang out and be here if you want to talk to me or ask me questions, bring up any issues. I'm here for you, and I look forward to staying here all the way through